Hi everybody, my name is Second Class Brandon Horacek and welcome to my first ever Coast Guard Academy video blog. For my first video, I wanted to talk about something that's very near and dear to most of our hearts, and that is summer vacation. Now, if you've done any research on the Academy, you've probably noticed that we don't get too much of a summer. We actually only get 3 weeks of actual leave. But I promise, you're not just going to be stuck at the Academy doing bookwork for the whole summer. We get to do some pretty cool stuff. Your first summer here is not going to be the best. Nobody likes swab summer unless you're one of the weird few.
Now get off this bus! Get off! Move!
But everybody gets through it and everyone comes out stronger because of it. Your third and first class summers are both going to mostly consist of you going out into the fleet and getting on a cutter. But second class summer is what I'm going to talk about today. Second class summer is more of a hodgepodge of a bunch of different things. The first thing that I got to do this summer was actually my leave. So I got 3 weeks and I spent a week over with my friend Matt up in Oregon. And then I went home for the last 2 weeks. And you're gonna meet a lot of different people here, and I definitely encourage you to go out and find some friends and maybe spend some time at your friend's house. You might get to go to Oregon and go see some places that you've never been before. After I got to stay in Texas, the land of warmth and enchiladas, for a couple weeks, I came back here and the first thing I did at the Academy was range week. Range week is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You get to go down to the range and you learn to fire the Coast Guard standard side on the Sig Sauer P229. So if you've never shot before, it's not a big deal at all. They'll teach you how to shoot, and hopefully you'll get qualified within just a day or two. I actually qualified on my first try, so it was a pretty good start to the summer. The next thing we had to do was rotor, or rules of the road. Not exactly the funnest way to spend a week of the summer. Basically all it is, it's like driver's ed but for boats. And after doing a week of straight practice problems out of this book, you're gonna have no problem passing the test. The next part of my summer was what we call coastal sail, which was probably one of my favorite parts of the summer. For coastal sail, you get 5 or 6 of your best friend classmates together and you stick us all in a 44-foot sailboat and we get to sail around up and down the coast for 2 weeks. We went up around to Stonington, Martha's Vineyard, and it was an absolute blast. I actually knew how to sail a little bit before I went into it, which was good, but some people had no sailing experience at all. But that was fine, because you still get to learn how to sail and you learn a ton of leadership lessons along the way. And then you get to have a blast in every port that you go into. And did I mention that these boats are absolutely fantastic? For the next week of the summer, they split my section into 2, and half of us went to Air Station Elizabeth City in North Carolina, and the other half of us went to Air Station Mobile in Mobile, Alabama, for a program called CATP, which stands for Cadet Aviation Training Program. And really all we did was spend a week at an air station. We got to go on flights in C-130s, CASAs, 60s. One of the coolest things we got to do was actually get hoisted into a helicopter. Something that you're only ever going to experience if you go through second class summer at the Coast Guard Academy, or if you're actually in danger and need to be airlifted out of the water by a Coast Guard helicopter, which is not ideal. But it was one of the coolest things that I've ever done. And the flight mech gave me a couple of Jolly Ranchers when I got up into the aircraft, so that was a pretty good bonus as well. For the next week, we got to go out on the T-boats, which stands for training boats. And they're basically just old 63-foot Army patrol boats that are tough enough to handle when cadets run them into the docks. But we do that just to learn a little bit more about general seamanship and boat handling, and we get to apply a little bit more of the rules of the road. But that was a lot of fun too. The last thing that I did that summer was my cadre experience. Now everybody's going to do some sort of cadre over the summer. We've got regular swab summer cadre, there's sea gas cadre, AIM cadre. Maybe I'll do a video about all the different ones at some point, but the one that I got to do was Eagle Cadre. So during swab summer, you're going to spend 6 weeks on base doing swab summer stuff, but for a week, you get to go on good old Coast Guard cutter Eagle. And so I and the rest of my Eagle Cadre were in charge of the swabs once they got onto Eagle. And that was an amazing experience. Any cadre you do is going to be a learning experience for sure, but I really liked Eagle. I just like the boat, I like climbing. And I personally don't think that there's anything cooler than being able to climb up in the rig of Eagle and actually work the sails and then teaching the swabs how to do all that, and just being one of the first people to teach them that basic seamanship was really rewarding for me. So I highly recommend Eagle Cadre. And that was pretty much my summer. If you have any questions about anything summer related or anything Coast Guard Academy related at all, please feel free to shoot me an email, or you can go to the Coast Guard Academy's website at uscga.edu. And until next time, go Bears!